Have you ever listened to a song and just felt like, whoa, this artist gets me?
Like they're speaking directly to your soul.
Yeah, exactly. That's how I feel about Nilsa No One's music.
Especially, what is it, Cracks in the Pavement?
Yes, Cracks in the Pavement. It's like she took all those little moments, the struggles, the joys, those tiny cracks that make up a life, and turned them into something so beautiful and relatable.
It's interesting you say that because her path to becoming a musician, it's kind of like that too. It wasn't like she just suddenly appeared on the scene.
Right. She wasn't an overnight sensation or anything?
No. She really paid her dues, spent years in the Austin music scene.
I read that she was even working as a barista for a while, just to make ends meet.
Wow.
All while writing songs, performing at open mics, really working on her craft.
Talk about dedication.
Talk about perseverance. I bet those late nights making lattes fueled some serious songwriting sessions.
You know what? I bet you're right. There's something about those kind of ordinary, everyday experiences that fuel creativity.
Absolutely. And you can hear that lived experience in every note, every lyric of Cracks in the Pavement.
Oh, for sure.
Like right from the first line, walking down this dusty road, searching for a place called home. I was hooked.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
It captures that feeling of searching,
yeah.
That longing for something more. We've all been there.
Absolutely. And it's not just the lyrics, it's how she delivers them,
Vocals.
Yeah, so gentle, almost fragile, but
with this underlying strength.
Yeah, she's acknowledging the struggle, but she's not letting it define her.
She's embracing the journey.
Exactly.
There's this part in the chorus where she sings, "There are cracks in the pavement, reminders of where I've been, but they don't define my destination, they're just part of the skin."
Ooh.
That line gave me chills. It's like she's singing right to your soul,
It's so powerful. And what I think is brilliant is that it works on multiple levels. On the surface, you have those literal cracks in the pavement, but then
metaphor, right?
Yeah, for the challenges, the setbacks, those cracks in our own lives.
It reminds me of this time I totally bombed an audition.
Oh, no.
I was so embarrassed. I just wanted to disappear.
I bet.
But looking back, it was a crack in the pavement, It taught me to be more resilient, and it pushed me to work even harder.
And that's what I love about Nilsa's music, It invites us to think about our own experiences, those moments that have shaped who we are.
Totally. Because those cracks, they might not be pretty, but they're part of our story. Right?
Definitely.
And just like a crack in the pavement doesn't stop you from walking down the road, our challenges, they don't have to define us.
I think that's why the song resonates with so many people, It's not just about acknowledging the hard times, it's about finding that strength to keep moving forward.
To embrace the journey with all its imperfections. You know what? I am so ready to hear more of this song.
Yeah, me too.
I think it's time we actually give Cracks in the Pavement a listen. Mm-hmm. What do you say?
Let's do it.
They woke up on the wrong side of the grave, and there was something in the way that light it burned, and there's something in the way this planet turns, but there were cracks
There's this one line that really gets to me. Sometimes the path gets blurry and I lose sight of the sun.
Yeah,
It's like, those times when you just feel lost,
totally.
like you're not sure which way to go.
Mm-hmm.
That's what that line makes me think of.
It's that vulnerability, that honesty. That's what makes it so relatable.
Right. Like she's not afraid to say, hey, I don't have all the answers.
It's so refreshing, especially these days when, everyone's trying to project this image of perfection.
Yeah, it's like we're constantly bombarded with these perfect lives on social media and stuff. It's exhausting.
It is. And Nilsa's music is like, an antidote to that.
It is. It's like she's saying, hey, it's okay to not be okay.
To embrace the messiness.
To be human.
Yeah.
Speaking of embracing things, Cracks in the Pavement is just one song. What else can you tell us about the EP as a whole?
Well, the EP is kind of like a journey,
Like a musical journey.
Yeah, exactly. Each song is like a different stage of that journey. You get different emotions, different experiences.
We like that.
Lucid Dreams, for instance. That one's got a totally different vibe.
I was just about to ask you about that one.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. I read that it's like soulful and jazzy.
It is.
Not what I was expecting, but, I'm intrigued.
You're going to love it. It's like she took those classic rock elements, driving rhythms, powerful vocals,
Yeah.
and then like infused them with this gentle, folksy feel.
I love that.
It's really cool.
It's like a blend of like the familiar and the unexpected.
Exactly. And her harmonies on that track.
Yeah. Tell me about them.
Like she layers her vocals, so you get these rich harmonies, almost like a conversation with herself.
I love that. Like she's exploring different sides of herself.
Yeah, and the music kind of reflects that, like that internal struggle to figure things out.
It's like she's turning that into something we can all relate to, those internal battles we all have.
Exactly.
It's like universal in a way.
Definitely.
Even though Lucid Dreams sounds so different from Cracks in the Pavement, they both kind of tap into that theme of self-discovery.
They do. And, embracing those complexities of life.
Yeah. This EP sounds like a real emotional roller coaster. In a good way, of course.
Oh, it is.
And we've only just scratched the surface. There's one more track we got to talk about.
Oh, yeah. There are worlds between us now.
That title it gets to me.
It is pretty evocative.
It makes me think of, that feeling of distance. Like when you feel disconnected from someone you care about.
That's exactly what it's about. Those moments when you can't seem to bridge that gap.
We've all been there, right? Whether it's with a friend or a family member or, even a romantic partner.
It's a universal experience for sure.
And Nilsa captures it so well. The source mentioned something about fragile vocals and a gentle guitar.
Oh, yeah. The instrumentation is really minimal on this one.
Oh, wow.
It's mostly acoustic guitar with these subtle ambient tones.
Interesting.
Creates this atmosphere of like vulnerability.
Ow. I see.
And her vocals, so soft, almost like a whisper.
It's like she's stripping everything back.
Yeah, really focusing on the emotion.
Like she's singing directly to that person she feels distant from.
There's definitely a sense of longing in her voice.
It makes me think about those times when you try to connect with someone, but it doesn't work.
It's like you're speaking different languages.
Exactly. And those bridges we try to build, sometimes they just collapse.
It's tough. And the song doesn't offer any easy answers.
Right.
It's just acknowledging the pain and the complexity of it all.
It's like she's saying, it's okay to feel this.
Yeah, like it's okay to grieve that loss of connection.
Even if the connection's still there in some way.
Right.
It's complicated.
It is.
And by talking about it, by singing about it, she creates a space for healing.
For understanding.
Yeah. So we've got Cracks in the Pavement, which is all about embracing those imperfections, those cracks in our own lives. And then we've got Lucid Dreams, which is like this exploration of self-discovery and those internal battles.
Right.
And then there are worlds between us now, which is, wow, it's about that feeling of disconnection.
That heartache.
Yeah.
Listening to these 3 songs, it's clear that Nilsa isn't afraid to be honest.
Raw, real.
Exactly. She embraces those messy parts of life.
Turns them into art.
And it's so powerful because it's like she's not trying to preach or tell us how to live our lives.
Right.
She's just sharing her experiences, inviting us to connect with our own.
Like a conversation.
It is.
And this EP, it's like this little reminder, A reminder that we're not alone in our struggles.
We're all human.
And that even when we feel lost, like there's worlds between us and someone we care about, there's always hope.
For healing, for connection.
Yeah.
I think it's time we actually hear a little bit of Lucid Dreams.
Yes. I am ready for those jazzy, folksy vibes. Okay, wow. That was Lucid Dreams. You're right, those harmonies. They're innate.
It's like those different voices in your head,
Exactly. And the music itself, that blend of classic rock and folk, so cool.
Yeah, it's unexpected, but it just works. It's like, I keep thinking I know where the song is going, but then it surprises me.
That's what makes it so interesting, I think. Like, you know how we always try to put music in these boxes, like, oh, this is rock, this is folk, this is pop.
Yeah, we try to categorize everything.
But Nilsa's music, it doesn't really fit neatly into any one category. It's like she's taking bits and pieces from all these different influences, different genres.
And blending them together to create something new.
Exactly. It's like that mosaic we were talking about earlier.
Definitely. Just like her journey, her music is a blend of all these different experiences.
It's like instead of limiting herself to just one thing, she's embracing all these different sides of herself.
And it's inspiring, It's like she's saying, hey, you don't have to limit yourself. Be who you are.
Exactly. Okay, so we've talked about Cracks in the Pavement, which is about like embracing those imperfections.
Right. And then Lucid Dreams is more about self-discovery.
And those internal struggles, like trying to figure out who you are, what you want.
Yeah. But there's one more track we have to talk about. There are worlds between us now.
That one is just, it's so heartbreaking in a way.
It is. It's about those times when, you feel so distant from someone.
Like you're on different planets.
Yeah, even if you're physically close to someone, emotionally, it's like there are these huge barriers.
You remember what the source said about the song?
Yeah, those fragile vocals and that gentle guitar.
It really creates a specific mood.
It does. It's like everything's stripped back, really minimal.
Just the bare essentials.
Yeah. And her vocals are so soft, almost like a whisper. It's like she's afraid to speak too loudly.
I love that image. Like she's trying to reach out, but she's also like afraid to be rejected.
Exactly. And the lyrics, they paint this picture of these invisible barriers that can come up between people.
It's so relatable though. Like we've all had those moments where we feel like we just can't connect with someone.
Whether it's a romantic relationship or a friendship or even with family.
And it's painful.
It is. And Nilsa, she doesn't shy away from that pain. She embraces it.
And you know what? That's what makes it so powerful.
Right.
Like she's not trying to sugarcoat things.
She's just being real.
Like she's saying, hey, this is what it feels like.
And it's okay to feel it.
It's validating. Like you're not alone in feeling that way. So we've got these 3 songs. Cracks in the Pavement is about embracing our imperfections. Lucid Dreams is about self-discovery and those internal struggles. And There Are Worlds Between Us Now is about that feeling of disconnection.
3 very different songs, but they all have this common thread.
What is it?
That honesty, that vulnerability, that rawness.
Nilsa isn't afraid to get real.
And it makes her music so powerful, so relatable.
It's the kind of music that just, it stays with you. It makes you think, it makes you feel.
Definitely. It reminds you that it's okay to be perfectly imperfect.
To embrace those cracks in the pavement.
To acknowledge the struggles.
And to keep searching for those connections.
Even when it feels like there are worlds between us.
Beautifully said. So to all our listeners out there, if you're looking for music that speaks to your soul, music that's raw and real and honest, check out Nilsa No One's Cracks in the Pavement EP. You can find a link to it in the episode description. And as you listen, we encourage you to think about those cracks in the pavement in your own life. Those experiences that have shaped who you are, those moments that have made you stronger, and those times when you felt lost and alone. Because Nilsa's music reminds us that we're all in this together. We all have our cracks or imperfections, and that's okay. It's what makes us human. It's what makes us beautiful, and it's what makes life worth living. So keep exploring, keep connecting, and keep embracing those beautiful cracks in the pavement.